Good evening, friends and neighbors and friends. How's everybody feeling on a Sunday night, baby? Pretty good, I hope. I'm feeling okay myself, and that means it's time for yet another blog post on the advancement, redemption, and self-actualization of the beta male. Looks like I needed to explain a couple of the terms I've been using for the past couple of months on the blog, since we've gone through a little bit of a change, a little bit of a different perspective. Right now we're focused a little bit more on improving and empowering and building up those beta males, and not so much bashing those who are giving us beta males a hard time. But I've had to explain a couple of terms that I use so you can see how the bashing that is happening isn't really what you think it is. I used to talk a lot about bullying, but to go with the shift, I've changed the word bully into alfhole. I don't really have to explain to you that those are two words put together, but it's pretty obvious that it's synonymous with bully. So because of that, it obviously can't describe people who aren't bullies and don't push around beta males and wouldn't really hurt a fly, for what it's worth. If anything, this word alfhole describes those who dilute the mark of alpha males and give them a bad name, okay? It does not mean every single alpha male in the world. If I really felt that way, would I watch football? No. Would I watch hockey? No, not even the Islanders. And would I imitate every phrase that The Rock used to have 10 years ago? I doubt it. So, alfhole just means one type of person, the type who makes life very difficult and sometimes impossible for beta males. The good thing about this word, besides the fact that yours truly came up with it, is that it strips away the power that people like this think they have and reveals that they're human just like you and me. When you say bully, you think a juggernaut, someone who's bigger, stronger than you, can screw with you anytime they feel like, and can't be stopped by anything you do. Like a gangster, like a mafioso, if you will. But that's not what an alfhole is. An alfhole is somebody who can get on his high horse and get his ass knocked out of that saddle. He's just as vulnerable, just as fallible, and just as human as we are. Problem is, he makes the mistake of acting like he's not and thinking that it's okay for him to use this force or this perceived power against those he perceives to be weaker or dumber than he is. So for that reason, it is he who is probably going to be destined for the downfall of a tragic Greek antihero instead of us. You see what I mean? That being said, the purpose here is to empower, not to attack. So it's not really these alfholes that are the sworn enemy of this blog or its readers. No. That would be something that's described by my other pet phrase, the alphaganda. This is nothing more than a fancy word for conformity. It's this unwritten idea that there are things that every man must do or must not do, otherwise they're just not real men. Beta males find themselves outside this sphere of influence, and they sometimes suffer for it big time. Not only because of the hostility that comes their way just because they're different, but also because their self-esteem gets damaged as a result of that, you know? Beta males are different. That's what I've been saying this whole time. See, guys, you are not the ones that everyone expects to go out and win a bar fight like in Roadhouse, to be with more women than Gene Simmons and Wilt Chamberlain combined, or to buy and sell blue chip stocks and become multi-billionaires, or to be close and personal friends with a cross-section of celebrities, even Lady Gaga. So, you know what? Don't be that. If there are other men who fulfill this role, then by all means, let them have that job, okay? You've been chosen for other purposes, some of which might be even greater than this beer commercial fantasy that I just came up with. No matter what it is that you've been chosen to do, there is no law, there is no directive, there is no order that requires you to conform to the alphaganda. In many ways, you can make yourself more of a man by shrugging off those age-old supposed requirements. If conforming to that way, I should say, doesn't feel genuine or natural to you, do yourself a favor and don't. Be you, not them. Be true to who you are. And what does that mean you do? You guessed it. You exist, you matter, you belong, and you deserve. And while doing all the above, you are bulletproof. Now, as I said before, the term alfhole applies to bullies, not to the cross-section of the male species you think it might. And the Alphaganda, I'm not trying to repeal it, not trying to invalidate it, not even trying to have it declared unconstitutional, if you will. I'm just trying to remind beta males that they should never feel that they're required to follow it if it doesn't fit them. Maybe for other guys it does, but if it doesn't fit you, there's no shame in that. You follow your own law. Put it that way. Good night, everybody!